This presidential race has been shaking up in a big way. Before, Trump was consistently leading over Biden, especially in battleground states. The race looked like a done deal. But new polling following the Kamala media honeymoon shows a Trump-Harris showdown is a much tighter race. President Trump still leads in polls in states of Pennsylvania and North Carolina. Rasmussen has Trump still up by 5 points, but the New York Times in their polling has Harris up by 4 consistently in battleground states. And an averaging of polling shows Harris up by 2 this month. We all know that all the polls and media have been wrong before, but is this latest polling still a warning for the Trump campaign? To break all these numbers down is the one polling company that actually was right from the beginning, way back in 2016, Jim McLaughlin of McLaughlin and Associates. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you, Chanel. The pleasure is all mine.
You last conducted a poll in late July, which had Trump up by 2. Has this changed at all more recently?
And look, we always knew that this was going to be a close race. And by the way, the Trump campaign, we weren't surprised. We kind of always knew at some point they were going to swap Joe Biden out. And just to give you the importance of polls, we've seen basically Nancy Pelosi over the last week or so. She's all but admitted that the reason they had to get Joe Biden out of the race, the reason why they had the coup on Joe Biden's White House, is because he was losing badly to Donald Trump. We weren't surprised by any of this. But I think you made an important point there, Chanel, where in the battleground states, Donald Trump is still ahead in most of the battleground states by a few points. The one reason in Michigan, which, they've got, if you look at the averages, they have Kamala Harris up by, I think it's about 2.5%, but that's because there's an outlier poll in there that has her up by 14 points, which nobody believes. I'm sure even the Democrats don't believe that survey, but we feel really good the more the voters know. When you think about all the positive press she's gotten over the last month or so, and she hasn't had to answer any tough questions from the press.
No.
So with all that going on, Donald Trump still has the edge in this race.
And we still have not any polling that has come out after America essentially starts hearing her speak or speak off script. And that's something that has yet to be tested, which may explain why they're so unwilling to test that. I think they internally know the answer to that question. The moment she goes off script, those poll numbers are going to get a lot tighter. But her polling numbers, going from the least popular vice president in history to now a contender, I would say is largely due to the media coverage of her. Or is this Democrats actually excited that they're finally rid of Mr. Biden?
Well, it's kind of amazed me because, basically Kamala Harris is pretending she barely knew Joe Biden. And then, for all intents and purposes, her campaign team has put her in the witness protection program. And I think all of this is a big mistake by the Democrats, because at some point she's got to come out and answer questions. And I think, unfortunately, in many ways, the Democrats are really insulting the intelligence of the American people. And the biggest problem they have on the issues that the voters care about most, things like inflation, the economy, crime, obviously, national security, Donald Trump has significant advantages over Kamala Harris. And think about this. She's running that immigration ad right now where she's trying to tell people how tough she was on the issue of immigration. Meanwhile, one of the sheriffs that she has in that ad says he doesn't want to be in that ad, and he doesn't endorse Kamala Harris or her policies. I mean, that was a really bad mistake by the Harris campaign to try to remake her image on an issue like immigration. And when we look at surveys, Donald Trump has a significant advantage over Kamala Harris when it comes to the issue of immigration.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.